Good afternoon and welcome to Views on the News with Cam Bell, Seb Magno and Luca Cook. Today we're going to be discussing some controversial issues this programme of the week, the election results which have shocked the nation. We're going to have 10 years more of austerity.
Yes.
Have we saved the potential integrity of our country through the form of Brexit negotiations? Also on the programme, a potential revolution in the drug smuggling game. Daisy Ridley having a privilege question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And more on that later.
Okay,
so,
sick.
How's? So I've had a pretty mental few days. I haven't slept at all. So for those of you who don't know, we were actually supposed to record this on Tuesday, in which time we were going to discuss the manifestos. We were going to discuss the potential effects of a Labour government, and the timing of this worked out pretty well, if we're honest. So
yeah.
Now, essentially my research focused on the different potential effects the policies could have, and I feel like now the best use of our time, as far as the election goes, is to just essentially discuss what's going to happen next, what the next few steps are, because it's kind of pointless to talk about, the potential effects of Labour policies now.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
Well, okay.
But I've basically slept absolutely fuck all the last couple of days. So my schedule is pretty much work, study, sleep, as I was just saying to Seb, and so I'm feeling a bit.
But how long
nauseous.
How long have you been awake for?
Awake since 3 a.m. Basically, because after I finish work, I've got like an adrenaline high, and so I can't sleep. So I feel like I'll study because I might as well use this time. If I'm not going to sleep, I might as well use this time.
You're a barman, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you get the music and you're serving fast and shit.
And then once I eventually get to sleep, I wake up and it's pretty much like an hour away for work to start.
Yeah.
In this case, this podcast to start. So, but first episode, guys, we are here.
Sounder. Yeah. How's your day then, Seb? Was it your week?
Week's been fine, same old. Had my first mock for philosophy on Wednesday.
How's that?
Terrible, to be honest. But
did you pass?
Has
it not been marked yet?
No, we're not going to find out till after, in January. So
what?
Yeah.
Well, surely you should to let you know before.
In your class?
12 at most, but she's also marking year 11 mocks and stuff.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was gonna say.
Year 12s probably have something going on, so.
No.
See, for a political commentary podcast, there are various things that separate the points of views and the factors that compose our political ideologies. One thing is our backgrounds, our life experiences, the points of our research, and I think that the thing that defines us most as individuals in this room, that separates us most of all, is our propensity to think that sociology is a useful subject. I think that's the thing that separates us most.
Right, well,
That's a sociology student.
yeah, there's two of us that do sociology here, mate.
And there's a good reason why 3 of us don't. There's a few good reasons, actually, I'm joking. I'm pretty much doing part of sociology with my A-level. There's a lot of crossover.
It's actually very good thing to
It is.
It'd be a good subject to do here. I think, there's a history teacher here. I think he's qualified to teach A-level politics. I spoke to him a little while ago.
Fuck knows.
But yeah.
No, it merges in quite nicely together.
Yeah. I think it's a really good subject.
I think it is. I think it's quite.
Broadens the worldview.
It's quite eye-opening.
Well, you take information from all places. I just
No, I think sociology is good for kind of opening yourself up to all sources.
Yeah,
of
it
information.
is. Yeah, it is for sure.
You have to look at everything from different perspectives.
Yeah, you have to argue for and you have to argue against. You cannot just argue for your case. You have to look into that other perspective and for and against. It's really I actually really like sociology. I feel like I've learned a lot as well just from that.
Okay.
Outside of lesson 2.
All right. So on to bigger things.
Yep. Here we go.
Election results.
Even better things.
We're gonna.
Worse things. Yeah.
So I feel like we could run on for ages and ages about certain things. I feel like the best course of action now is just kind of talk about potential effects of this.
Yeah.
So I think for one thing, it's a very good or wise move from the Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn to not step down immediately, even though this is the traditional course of action for Labour leaders after having lost an election of this grandeur. So
Yeah.
he did a good thing, because not leaving a political vacuum in this time where, and what this is the part people aren't considering, Brexit's not nearly, like, get Brexit done, oven ready, it's is it fuck done? Like,
No, yeah,
we've got-
no, of
we've
course.
got, like 20 years of trade negotiations to do. Like,
Yeah, but
this is like this is the first part. Like, we're 3 years in and we're not even over the first hump.
Yeah, I know
Literally-
for sure, but this is, I mean, what this election sets up for is Boris to get the Brexit he wants. I mean, even now, I know he said he'll have it done in 11 months. He won't, but now he has the majority to wait on it.
Yeah.
You know, he can risk making a, you know, delay an extra year, and he has the time to negotiate with the EU. He won't have the pressure because
Absolutely.
there's no one there to pressure him, to be honest.
That is true. Yeah, he's got the majority. Like, anything that he wants through will get through.
But Corbyn not leaving a political vacuum is going to have that at least opposition towards
That's-
the type of Brexit that he's going to want to be
I didn't-
pushing through.
See, I thought he stepped down straight away. So he's
No.
delaying
He
it.
immediately said he's not going to be running in future elections.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said he's not stepping down yet, but he said he won't be competing in the next
Oh right,
election.
I think that's maybe. I think it's fucking. It's a
It
smart
also
move.
it gives it time because you want to replace Corbyn, but that follows the ideology of Corbyn.
What do you mean?
Well, I'd say there's Corbynites, I suppose. I don't know what you call them all, but basically
Corbynites.
you're kind of more left leaning, like Corbyn, more extreme views, and then you have your more social Democrats, the centre left part of Labour.
Oh right, social. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, basically, I think they're going to have to make a decision on what is the Labour Party going forward, because this is not comparable to obviously Tony Blair's government, but like even Ed Miliband's, it's nothing compared to that Labour opposition. It's like uncomparable.
That's true.
Yeah. So last time we were in this room, we actually had a run-through session. I can honestly, proudly say I almost ruined all of your lives by making claims. So I'm glad we didn't actually go through with that.
Making claims.
False
So
claims.
since that,
Very
I'm
false
glad
claims.
I've had a bit more time.
Oh yes. I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe
Shit.
less on that side.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as that goes, I've had a lot more time to kind of consider over the points of this election and do my research. Seb, during the run-through, you asked me, do I believe in the Tories' intention to set up the NHS? I would recommend all of you go watch the documentary The Great NHS Heist. It's extremely interesting. I'm now a categoric believer that they do want to sell the NHS. I don't think they're going to do it within the next 4 years. I don't think that they would have a mandate to do so. But I categorically believe that this is their intention.
I wouldn't argue that they don't want to sell it off. It's about whether they can.
Well, of course they can.
Yes.
Well, they can, but then
they're-
everyone will hate them.
But here's so you do.
It's slow.
You go, yeah. Exactly.
No, I think that's if you're going to do it, you do it slowly.
Ever since Thatcher's government, they've been implementing private bodies within the NHS that have been sold off to American corporations such as Virgin Care, as of recently. They've been creating these bodies and diffusing the responsibility on the health secretary through these various departments which have been created, and there's very low degree of responsibility through the different departments. No one's very accountable for mistakes that are held as of now because of these various bodies being. And this has been going on ever since the Thatcher.
No, yeah,
the
no
Thatcher,
doubt.
Era.
But it's such a huge beast.
If you want to look more recently, a way that they've essentially tried to mask what they're doing through the eyes of general conservative actions is through something called the enacting out the Naylor Review. Have you heard about the Naylor Review?
No.
Okay, so essentially, the Conservative government opted through the Naylor Review to buy out hospital land by bribing the officials within the hospital to sell off their land to private companies. It's for every £1 that they gain from selling off hospital beds, rooms, equipment, etc. They would gain £2 from the Treasury, and they did this under the claim that this would raise funding in the short run. So you could call that general conservative kind of short-sighted effort. I don't call it short-sighted. I say it's very deliberate. I say that they know that this is because all those images that you see of people crowded in the corridors, that kid who Jeremy Corbyn kept bringing up, who had to be treated on the floor, you can refer to that as the aging population, as you so did last week even.
Last year, yeah.
You can, but I mean, this is obviously a concerted effort by the Conservative Party to degrade what the NHS is, and it's been going on for a very long time behind the scenes.
Yeah, but to say it's because they wanted to sell stuff off. I mean, if Labour were in, the NHS's condition would be in no different place.
Well,
because it would just be just as inefficient. All anyone ever wants to do is throw money at it.
Well,
and that's not going to do anything.
On the Labour manifesto, their claim is to reverse all privatisation that has occurred. And
from there,
yes.
Decisions.
So according to the Institute of Fiscal, according to NICE, which is the medical watchdog.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the medical watchdog in the UK.
Yeah.
On average, costs of hospitals and health institutions increase by 7% a year on average. So the Conservative manifesto stipulated that they were willing to increase by 3.8% a year. I believe it was that. And hang on, I'll just look it up. But the Labour Party, according to the Institute of Fiscal Studies, was only 4.8%. So it doesn't quite reach that target either. And that's 70%. So investment into the NHS, in order to maintain its current state, would have to increase by 7% a year. So
that's not going to be possible.
So essentially, what they're inferring is that
the economy doesn't even grow at 7%.
What they're inferring is that prices and the overall cost per person will inherently reduce if they reduce the privatisation. The Institute of Fiscal Studies said that that's not the case, and with all the things that they're talking about implementing, including care for over 65s, free care for over 65s, with all these and free prescriptions, with all these things that they're considering implementing, plus the extra funding, their overall add to the NHS is only increasing by 4.8% a year, which isn't that 7%, and it's not going to make, it's not going to make the improvements that you think it's going to make, as far as the Institute of Fiscal Studies is concerned.
But that's what I'm saying about it being an issue. Not even Labour can do 7% a year.
Well, yes, they can.
They could.
They
not.
could have. They could have. Taxes. Well, yeah, but they could have. Taxes.
How much were they saying they were going to invest in?
I think it was was it 50 billion more or 50 million? Not 50 billion.
4.3%. So the Institute of Fiscal Studies
said 4.3% you need. Yeah. Okay, that's not. Surely that is. How much did they? Can you quickly check how much? No. I understand that part. How much did Labour say on their manifesto that they were going to invest?
I think it was an extra 23 billion a year or something, but that.
What?
On the
I think it's a lot.
But on the manifesto, that literally diffuses into so many. That diffuses into seed funding, renovations for current hospitals. That they lie basically. The Conservatives lied a lot as well in their manifesto as far as the NHS goes. They kind of over-exaggerated exactly where the investment was going to go and what it was for.
What do you mean?
In the same way.
What do you?
Well, in the same way, they said that this amount was going to building new hospitals, to providing more nurses. It wasn't going to that. It was going to.
Oh, what you're talking about? Conserve.
And also.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
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 There was obviously a concerted effort on both parts to deceive, at least in the short run, on the issue of the NHS. And it's because it's a rather complex issue. I think that cost per person does reduce if you have a single payer system. I was, in the past, an advocate of an insurance-based system. I'll say that now. I'm always advocate of efficiency. I always feel like the most efficient way to treat people is
the best.
Yeah, and whether that be insurance-based or single payer-based, I will, won't necessarily support either. I'll look at the facts and I'll make my mind up based on that.
I mean, I agree. I think Farage has got a... no, because here's... What? Don't laugh.
Go on.
No, they didn't.
What did good old Farage say?
Well, he said that what we need to do with the NHS is incentivise richer, more wealthier people to move to an insurance.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I actually heard about that. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
No, that isn't. No, he essentially said to lift. The strain of the NHS is to just encourage.
If you're a millionaire, you don't need the
NHS. Yeah, but I swear most millionaires don't fucking use the NHS anyway.
Not, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of probably pensioners as well there that just use the NHS when they probably have money. I mean, I know a lot of pensioners. Just on the NHS thing, it's only both of them by 2034 were, so Labour's was an additional 26 billion of funding by 2033 to 2024. but the Conservatives was 20.5 billion. So that's only 5 billion difference.
Only 5 billion.
Well, I know it's a lot of money. But
Well, yeah, but like I say, these institutions that do this data analysis said that the difference is it's actually only 0.8%. I remember between the overall implementations the Labour Party want to make and what the Conservatives want to do. The difference between spending is only 0.8% between the Conservatives and the Labour. The difference is the Labour Party believes that the reversal of privatisation that's occurred will automatically generate a cheaper system to run, and that's an okay assumption to make. If you believe in the conspiracy theories that the Conservatives are essentially backed by the drug companies, and if you believe in all that, then
What? So do you not believe in that?
Well, it's kind of I don't think it's.
Come on, Cal.
I don't think it's like a good claim to make purely because if the alternative is Jeremy Corbyn, the Conservatives can't really go wrong as far as policy with a single payer system, can they? Like they could do everything below Jeremy Corbyn and still be preferable to the drug companies than Jeremy Corbyn.
No, you can't.
If it was another
You can't.
in America, I would accept that, but
You can't. You can't. How can you trust? The MPs that you vote for that are Conservative, that are friends, good friends with like pharmaceutical companies.
No, I believe in their intentions. I believe in their intentions to do so. I just don't think that they have the bargaining power over MPs that maybe some people do.
Well,
it's not as big. It's not as big an issue over here as it is in America.
No, obviously.
It could become.
Well,
an issue.
That's the issue. When you have a system that is, basically more of a free market. That's when things like that happen because you just buy out the competition. I mean, that's what will happen. That's what fucking Boris Johnson will do.
What I do believe is an inherent flaw of the NHS, and this is one of the things I advocated for when I was pro an insurance-based system, is that they have been buying off a lot of doctors and professors within the universities. There's plenty of people who have come forward to claim that they've been attempted to be bought off by these drug companies to present a certain narrative. I'll leave, obviously I don't have the data on that right here. I'll leave you to think about what you will go do your own research. I think we should move on.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so next, this is an interesting.
What about? Wait, did we talk about the actual result?
Well, yeah, you haven't even mentioned the result.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, the Conservatives won by a massive degree. Brexit's nowhere near done, like I said at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 365 seats. It's more than just Brexit. This is now. It's 365 now.
Oh, okay.
Because there was still there was a seat in Cornwall that hadn't.
I think the thing that really shocked me is the fact that they won by such a fucking huge majority.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well.
Yeah, I was shocked. I actually almost shed a tear this morning just looking at the result. It's a fucking absolute embarrassment to the Labour Party.
But it's all the Labour Party's seats that have converted.
Yeah, they didn't take seats from anywhere else.
Yeah, it's because fucking people wanted Brexit.
Yeah, but it's a big thing. I mean, the SNPs they made big gains as well because it's an important issue, and if people have because they have a wishy-washy stance on the issue, if the SNPs have a strong stance on the issue, they made gains.
Yeah,
and a lot of the smaller parties made gains as well. Not Brexit Party; they made 0 seats, we said.
Yeah, but they were. How much of the percentage were they?
Do you reckon they kind of provide an incentive for people to vote Conservative?
Oh no! Well, what they did do fantastically. They did break that because obviously a lot of Labour voters that voted Leave did go to Conservatives, but a lot of them still just couldn't do that. They still couldn't vote for the Conservatives. And when I was looking at the results, I saw a couple of the actual announcements and the such. In the North, a lot of the time it was 4,000, 3,000 votes for the Brexit Party. And when you looked at the gap between the Conservatives and the Labour candidates, when the Conservatives were winning, it was that difference from the Brexit Party that was winning them the seats. So I believe Farage when he said they did essentially win a lot of that majority.
I think there's no doubt Brexit Party have definitely fucking helped the Conservatives.
If Brexit Party didn't exist.
Oh yeah,
240 maybe for Labour, 230. I think Conservatives still have a majority, but not by the margin.
Not working one. Yeah.
I think they'd have a. Yeah, I think it'd
could have been another.
It'd be on the
hung
break point of break even point of hung Parliament and the majority, but I mean, with what they have now, this is proper. I mean, this is not even. It's not been really since. Well, not even the early Cameron, the two Cameron times. Terms were they this was there this kind of conservative government? They can do what they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
They literally can.
Absolutely.
It's fucking scary.
We can expect to see more austerity. I think we can expect to see.
Do you think?
I mean.
But don't you think they're gonna even try?
So here's what I could propagate, right? So if you are a believer in the conservative narrative, the austerity is not necessarily forcibly to reduce the budget deficit, because we're doing all right on that now.
Yeah, no.
It's not forcibly for that. It's now purely.
We're still deficit.
It's now purely a productivity and confidence issue. They want to be able to cut taxes for the rich, so that the rich will invest, because business confidence is literally it's been nothing since the financial crisis, and Brexit's just exacerbated that. It's just made that worse. But they obviously want to, in this massive time of uncertainty, they want to be encouraging this business confidence, and the only way they can do that in their minds is reducing taxes for these corporations.
But they're not.
And they're affording to do that.
Am I wrong in saying nowhere in their manifesto does it say they're going to introduce a tax cut? They were going to lower business tax, but they've pulled back on that.
They were also. Boris Johnson said himself that he was going. In one interview, he said that he was going to decrease the. Decrease the gap between what was it for? The 40%, was it 40% tax? So it goes 40 from whatever it is now up to 80k instead. So like at 80k you'll start paying 40% tax.
Well, the fact is, which
is like, I think, a loss of like 8 billion in tax revenue.
The thing is, they're not saying where they're going to cut anything, and I think we'll just see the deficit increase and borrowing maybe increase, because the fact is they want to, the Conservatives now, right? If the Labour Party sort themselves out, right? The Leave vote no longer aligns itself with the Conservatives. Yeah. This was a one-off thing. So they'll just go back to Labour.
Yeah, they will.
And then we're back to what it is, where it's basically, a 40-40, 50-50 split. The fact is, they need to try keep these people, and then what they've got now is their backbenchers are full of MPs representing these mining towns and working class people. They're going to have to do something for them.
I don't think they've already won the seats. I don't think.
Yeah, but just because they want. I
know. Yeah, they want to keep the constituency
and then to keep the MPs on side, because those MPs have got pressure.
Yeah,
they want to keep their seats.
I think we can all agree though that the Conservative government is just going to keep austerity going. I don't see them.
If you want to look at the past way they've tried to incentivize high levels of investment and productivity, it has purely been through this manner of thinking, like by tax cuts and.
I don't think they're going to change their fundamental beliefs, but I mean they are going to spend more. I don't think austerity is still going to be there, I think, but it's not. It's going to get slightly. There's going to be more police. They're going to be spending more, because I think they don't have a choice. They have to.
Well, he's already lied about stuff like that, Seb. Like Boris Johnson. How many hospitals did he say he was going to rebuild and shit again?
So the thing was 40 hospitals. They're actually building 6.
Yeah,
brand new ones. No, so they're rebuilding the rest.
Yeah, that is refurbishing.
So I've got the quote here. Build and fund 40 new hospitals over 10 years. What that actually means is new buildings and repairs for 6 pre-existing hospitals, plus seed funding for renovations.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
it's the same with the nurses thing. It's how many is it? 50,000 new nurses, 20,000 retaining 20,000 of them, because 20,000 already work. And they're counting that as part of their nurse number.
Why?
Manifestos
it's a clear lie.
Full of lies. Of course, every manifesto's a lie.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but like,
it's pretty blatant. Like,
it's just
especially considering they admitted it in interviews after.
Of course they did. Yeah.
I think. Just don't, that's obviously, some people aren't going to look into that though. These old people that just don't fucking go onto the internet or anything. How the fuck are they meant to know? They're not going to know. They're just going to read the manifesto that comes through the post and be like,
also read the manifesto of the Labour, and they could have voted based off the fact they thought they were going to get broadband.
And basically,
but that might not happen.
Are we critiquing democracy here? Because I think that's going a bit,
No, I think it's fine. I feel
like we're going to start criticizing people's legitimacy on voting because
No, every vote's the
they
same.
haven't got the right information.
We're not saying that.
No, because
Well, Cam, you're saying that no, sorry, not Cam. Luke, you're saying that because old people can't go online and look and see Boris's line.
I'm not saying old people, but yeah.
You said.
I
old
didn't say
people.
old people.
No, but you said old people.
Yeah, I get old people, yeah.
That's a generalization.
Yes, but I'm not saying all old people. What
Right,
I meant
okay,
was
fine.
some old.
Okay,
let me
it's
requote.
my point. A lot of people don't necessarily have the capacity to find
Yeah.
information, but like my point is that's going a bit over because we're saying, you know, there's an information failure in the market. Someone else. I feel like that's
I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying that like it's just shit because those people are just.
I do agree because Facebook was full of it by both parties.
Well, they
More
banned
Conservatives.
they banned conservative adverts on Facebook, didn't
Not
they?
all of them.
They banned a fair few.
They
Like
banned the one, for instance, that had the BBC in it because they were spinning what the BBC had said and stuff.
Well,
to make it sound like they were supporting them.
I think we need to move on. So just wrap up quickly and.
Fuck the Conservatives and fuck you, Boris Johnson.
Good luck, Boris.
No.
Get Brexit done. And
You follow Stormzy's Instagram by chance?
No.
yeah,
Suck your mum, Boris.
Yeah.
And unlucky Corbyn, you tried,
Yeah.
Poor Corbs.
but we don't want
So,
Marxists.
yeah, let's move on. So this next article is a juicy one, and I've got to pre-warn you guys. He gets a bit passionate about this one. Luca, this is for his own reasons. He has concerted beliefs on this issue. So I had to look twice at this headline. I couldn't believe this shit. This is this is incredible for me. So this is the headline: Spanish police catch first known transatlantic narco sub smuggling $100 million worth of cocaine. They have a military-grade submarine traveling between North America and Europe carrying cocaine.
Actually, that's not the. Oh, that's the first trans.
They've been having that in America for ages.
Yeah, because fucking Pablo Escobar used to do that.
Yeah.
He had 7 submarines,
This is a 72-foot vessel, a military-grade
Fuck.
submarine carrying
How-
$100 million of cocaine.
How? How do you just buy that? Like, black market. Black market.
I mean, it's such an obvious thing.
Yeah.
So, with this revolution, we don't know how many of these are. Supposedly, the Spanish police were aware of this, but every time they went to confront the vessel, it just sank. And,
That's so funny.
and so they kept losing it. So, with this development, and who knows how many more of these there could be, is it time to change our policy on the drug trade?
Haha, I'll let you go first.
I think, obviously, cannabis, yes.
Here
I
we go.
think.
There we go.
Well, I think
Yeah,
recreationally
yeah,
should
yeah,
be. I think
yeah.
first, obviously, medicinally fully,
Yeah.
and then after a couple of years, do it recreationally. Well, a couple of years. Yeah, a couple of years, do it recreationally.
No, okay, continue before I disagree with you. What else? What about other drugs?
Other drugs,
Meth, heroin, MDMA.
illegal.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay, let's.
how about I go next? I actually have not a necessarily practicality objection to the drug war. I have a philosophical objection to the drug war. So,
Well, then it was a failure.
well,
That is a
I feel like
failure.
I'll save
Yeah.
that one for this guy.
Yeah.
I essentially have a problem with people having a safe haven to conduct their activities in. I feel like prohibition has been the source of the majority of evil and the financial incentive for the majority of evil that's occurred within the world. Prohibition, whether that be from alcohol, from guns, from drugs. I feel like it's done a lot of wrong outside of the industry as well. It's just essentially allowed these individuals to fund their activities and carry on. And I don't necessarily feel like they would have that opportunity if prohibition was a bit relaxed. But there are things that I can't really say that I'm against all prohibition, because there are things that are legal now that I think should be illegal, like fucking anabolic steroids. That shit should be illegal. Like that, there's literally no positive externalities with steroids. Like apart from medical.
Well,
ones,
medical and
that's
people.
not anabolic steroids. Like one people use to get shredded. Like, they should be prescribed. Like they shouldn't be.
They are prescribed.
They're available elsewhere in the world. Just
Oh yeah.
to buy. That should 100% be like illegal, because there's zero positive.
There's
at least with certain drugs like
LSD,
MDMA, there are positive externalities. People are filling their leisure time. Like they're posing risks to their own health, but there are positive externalities. People are there's evidence suggests MDMA helps soldiers cope with PTSD.
There are also
they're
things
doing-
with MDMA to do with long-term depression.
Yeah.
Well,
To do with serotonin.
okay,
levels.
but the thing is, whenever you look at those studies, they don't really take into account whether or not that person was prone to it before. Like, it's the same thing with cannabis cannabis psychosis. Like,
Yes.
when people that are predispositioned to be schizophrenic, they smoke cannabis, they could have an episode, and they'll have schizophrenia later on. It speeds up the process. You usually get schizophrenia when you're like 18, 20-ish. I don't know, something like that. And so basically, those studies, you can't really look at them and be like, yeah, it definitely guarantees that you're going to get depression, because not necessarily.
That's preopposed on the fact that
That's like no.
That's determined by the fact that depression is inside of you from the beginning, needs to be unlocked.
The fact that this area has information failure, the fact that we don't know because there's not sufficient research.
No, yeah, and I agree. There's not enough research.
It's like saying
no. Wait a
That's
second.
what I'm saying. Did you not think that that's under controlled circumstances?
Yeah, it's not control. I would agree in saying yes, MDMA probably does cause depression but only if you like abuse it. If you properly abuse the drug, I think no doubt in your brain cells. Waving goodbye.
The studies I was reading, obviously, and I agree. This is just like one study, and it's not too much to go off. And I'm just like bringing up as like potential, obviously, because I don't think if you take MDMA, you're definitely going to. But it said you reuse like once or slightly more than that, or a couple of times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what?
Yeah, so use of it kind of every 2 to 3 months is enough.
What, MDMA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about the same. Yeah,
because
it's 2 to 3 months.
The level some people do it like every night. Not every night, sorry, every week.
Yeah, but again though, like you're talking about the serotonin receptors, you're talking about them essentially being like burnt off, the ends being burnt off, and therefore you can't produce as much serotonin anymore because you can't produce it naturally. But I mean, if you look at the human brain in general anyway, and you look at what damage does to some, like brain damage does to some people, this is essentially what we're talking about right now, serotonin being damaged. Oh shit, where was I? If you have some kind of brain damage, if you leave it like enough time, it will come back. Like your brain will repair itself. It's quite what's the word for it? Not volatile, but like
Robust.
Yeah, it's quite robust. Like people have come back from injuries before. It's not necessarily to say that you're gonna be depressed for the rest of your life.
That's true, but you don't tell alcoholics, "Don't worry, your liver grows back." Oh, we had to remove your liver, but don't worry, it grows back.
No, well, I'm not saying that.
Well, that is what you're arguing.
I'm just saying that it will come back. I'm not saying that. Oh, therefore it's fine. I'm just saying it happens. But
it does grow back. But what?
Yeah, it does.
What does that point lead to?
Well, nothing. I'm just saying that you're basically saying that it causes long-term depression. Well, not necessarily. So, okay, and
I never said it does 100%.
Okay, fine. But also, like I said, I think it depends. Well, first of all, if you wanted a proper study on that, you'd have to properly have like people come into a room. They have to be completely honest, and you have to dose them as well. Don't forget,
for sure.
People take different doses. It has to be controlled.
I agree, and they take different things and they're mixed with different.
It has to be controlled. And the other thing, that's a shit. Because they might be doing it in their spare time and whatnot. And
might be getting it from a dodgy source.
Yes, exactly. That's another problem.
So you guys all been watching the news, like, for example, pills of MDMA have been known to become increasingly stronger and stronger in...
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So...
It's the
same with all drugs.
It's from, it was about 70 milligrams average, I think, in the 80s, and now the average is like 200 or something like that.
Essentially, an argument against prohibition is that because drug dealers are facing the risk, they are compacting a larger amount of MDMA, a more deadly amount, into a smaller space because they can sell it at a price. So the fact that it's illegal means that MDMA is stronger, more likely to kill, and drug dealers are earning more money and being able to fund their habits better. It's taking more of a risk from it.
It's also not.
Less of a risk even.
It's also not regulated. I mean, if you regulate MDMA, then half the let's just say, for just figure of speech, half of the MDMA that is sold is dirty MDMA and like really bad chemicals that no one really wants to take. If you can kind of regulate that, then you would get rid of quite a lot of the harm that's done by taking those pills.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate with that. So on the subject of regulation, so obviously I've been pretty obviously against prohibition up to this point. What does regulation cost? It costs a lot, and considering how many drugs.
Well,
like,
it's
if you're talking
tax.
No. But when you're creating all these different departments, so how much are you going to tax people? Because how many drugs are there?
Well, you'd have to.
People need to specialize knowing about the drugs, knowing about the exact.
That's not hard to do. Like scientists,
how many small unknown drugs are there? Like varieties of drugs. There are literally millions. There are thousands.
Yes.
You have to regulate each and every
People.
single one.
It's only okay.
And then this costs money, and then people have to pay that through tax. This will take.
It's not a tax. Like it's not a tax that everyone's going to pay necessarily. I think I wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie and bullshit you here. I'm not sure how much I tax the drugs. I think it depends on the country, how much people have to spend, and how much they're likely to spend and whatnot. I think what you've got to do is you regulate it, you tax it efficiently, and then by I keep getting lost my thought.
It's alright.
Nah, just continue. I forgot now.
No, I get your point. You made a good point. Seb, any last words on that?
I personally am just against it. For me, I can't conceptualize a government allowing people to just take these drugs. And also you then legally allow people to gateway themselves into worse and worse stuff.
Gateway, oh please, people.
No.
When you say gateway as well, these studies that are done on marijuana being the gateway drug, cannabis, it's literally bullshit, because that's like saying, oh, I drink water and now I'm moving up to Coke. Like, no, I was going to drink that Coke regardless. Like, if you smoke a cigarette, Seb, you're not gonna you could argue that's the gateway drug. People that smoke weed have probably smoked cigarettes before. Or if they do pills, they have probably smoked. You cannot say that the cigarette is the sole reason. You cannot say You cannot say that the sole reason is just down to because this is all right, I'll go stronger. It's up to the individual, because people are not going to take something that they didn't want to just because they tried something else.
No, because see, the thing is that in drug circles, you meet up with other people. So you start with marijuana. And then I don't think marijuana is essentially a gateway drug. I disagree that marijuana is a gateway drug. I think for some people it is, because it gets you into the drug thing. Then you meet drug friends, and then those people who do marijuana and MDMA, they say, "Hey, take MDMA."
Can I say something?
I'll disagree with that, but
Can I say something?
What do you think festivals are? Festivals is where people go take a pill, and then someone else goes, "Hey, mate, take some ket or whatever."
People that want to do those drugs in the first place are going to do it regardless. People that do not want to will not do them because they're drugs. It's pretty simple.
I feel like where there's this demand, there will always be a supply, and I don't feel like necessarily that will become worse with that.
Yeah, it won't.
I don't necessarily feel like
it won't,
because what you're claiming is true. I don't see how it would become worse through the initial prohibition.
Yeah, it won't. It's literally just going to be the same people doing the same drugs, or the people that were going to do it regardless. Maybe a small increase. I'll agree on a small increase. I mean,
I feel like the prohibition is the relinquishment of control. Honestly.
It's absolute bullshit. It's so much money spent on it. So many people are getting killed by the drugs themselves that are dirty, and also just through the drug trade. Look at what happened to Mexico and just all across South America because of the drug war.
That's the fault of the war on drugs.
Yeah,
I agree. I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So if you make
the drug war was a failure, we just go right now legalize everything.
Yes, you do, because
that isn't what you do.
Yes, it is. You look at countries that have taken that kind of incentive, Seb, and it's literally worked in all.
So we're going to become Tucker Carlson for a minute. We're going to talk about privilege.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right, go on then.
Okay. So we all know who Daisy Ridley is.
No.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
This Star Wars. You haven't watched the new Star Wars?
No.
Okay, she's the new actress in Star Wars. Pretty girl, very talented.
You fancy her? Right.
Star Wars actress Daisy Ridley criticised for denying her privilege. So she essentially, her fans. She was questioned by a reporter on her because the two main actors, Daisy Ridley and the black one, John Boyega.
Yeah.
So these are the two main characters in the new Star Wars themes. John Boyega comes from a council estate in West London, and Daisy Ridley grew up in Westminster. So obviously they're in the same position now in acting, but they come from vastly different backgrounds, and this has been compared through the media quite a lot.
Yeah.
So Daisy Ridley was asked by a reporter if she kind of regrets or like has any thanks for the privilege that she's been given, and her response was, the privilege I have How? No, genuinely, how? And a lot of fans are lashing back at her because they're saying she's not being grateful for the fact that her co-star has had such a, say, turbulent growing up.
Not as easy.
Compared to her. And so therefore she's extremely young. And the fact this proves that people who have privilege are unaware that they have privilege because they've literally had it all their lives. That's all they know. They don't see themselves as privileged.
I feel like, I mean, she can say what she wants, right? I just feel like she should accept. I mean, come on, we can all say that we have some privilege over people. You can say that, like, it's not. You don't have to be shamed for it. Just fucking accept it.
Isn't that what the guy's trying to do?
No, the guy's trying to make her say that. Yeah, I like basically saying like, yeah, I am privileged. Like, I'm so grateful that I was given such.
What does that achieve? He's trying.
I'm not saying that the question wasn't like shit. I'm just saying that.
I feel like it's a negative mentality to be in, just by thinking, oh, you're only in the place that you're in because you were privately educated.
Yeah, it is.
It's a nasty mentality to be.
But is it wrong?
Well, I just think you shouldn't think like that. But
no, but is it wrong?
I know a lot of people that,
the fact that these two
had
people,
a lot better backgrounds than me and just ended up a lot worse.
And the fact that these two people, that John
obviously that's not the case for a lot, but
he was born in a council estate in West London, and he's in exactly the same position.
Yes.
As his co-star.
Yes, but
and obviously she's going to have easier time because she'll have the connections.
Yes.
She'll be able to get in
yes.
more easily, and he would have probably had to work a bit harder.
Yeah,
a
bit.
What I'm getting at is, are we okay with the reason why we're in this position, like the fact that people are making these observations in the first place? Do we think that that's a good mentality for society to be in, or is it bad?
I personally think. Well, I mean, why was he interviewing her? What was the interview about? Is it just about her?
Nothing in particular. Just walking by, just asking questions.
Oh right. Okay, I think that's a bit weird then. Like, I mean, if it was a question that was, if it was a question that's relevant, I think it's fine. But that just sounds a bit out of the blue and a bit nasty.
Oh, okay. So they asked. It was part of a wider interview. The question was
about.
Does she think about many things?
Just anything.
About films,
I think
about
it was a general life.
And so she
okay.
was asked if she thought her privilege made it easier to deal with fame.
Oh no, I don't think. Actually, no, I don't think that's that bad. That's just asking, that's just asking a question about her career.
She's getting backlash on Twitter now because she denied having this privilege.
I think, okay, I don't think she should have fucking huge backlash. Like, it's not an evil thing to say or anything. But I think, I don't expect any less. I mean, if somebody said that and I knew that they were more privileged than me, and I'm not comparing me to them or anything like that, I'm just saying that people that can't admit their own privilege is just fucking stupid.
Yeah, but like... but the issue is how far do you go with it, right? Like, I could stand up now and someone in a wheelchair could be right next to me. I'm more privileged than them. Do I need to say, oh yeah, I'm privileged, I can walk and you can't?
No, but that's not Seb. That's just
no. But I'm saying that's an extreme version of it. But if we're nitpicking everywhere,
no, I'm just saying if it's relevant, that was relevant.
I feel like it is a nice thing to admit if you realise that you are
more well off than other people.
I agree. I
feel like
it's like
people who aren't necessarily aware that they've had these advantages can come across a little bit arrogant.
No, but I think
close-minded.
I think a lot of them are just close-minded.
Yeah, they are.
They don't experience anything outside.
Well, yeah, they are. Yeah.
A lack of understanding.
Yeah.
But do they need to necessarily have that understanding? Like the fact that they're getting back not understanding.
I think everyone should have an open mind, but I mean, people are going to be people at the end of the day. So
I think it's more about you should be able to appreciate what you have. Like you can, you don't, say for instance, you grow up in a household, like your parents are fine, and then there's, your neighbor, the child, say, is quite, neglected and everything. It's not, you shouldn't be shamed for the fact you were looked after better. It's you appreciate it more.
Yeah, well, she's not being shamed, but she didn't even say that she appreciates.
She is being shamed. Well, not shamed. Shamed is
no, like as in when you're saying that as in when the question's asked. When the question was asked, he wasn't shaming her. He was asking a question. So that's the difference. She's being shamed right now because of how she answered it, which, like I said, I think it's fair enough. Like, just fucking accept your privilege. But
then again, also you don't know. Do we know her private life? Well, we know how she was brought up. She might be. Educated.
Seb, we can agree that she's definitely had a lot more chances at having a better life.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, so then that's.
We're talking more about
the individual.
What should she is the problem that she doesn't recognise it? That's the thing.
Yeah, I think it is a problem, but like I said, you don't have to be all social justice and go out and tell people that. I think people know this already. Just be more open-minded. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
She should be willing to admit, like, if she can't even
admit it.
It seems by the quote that she's actually offended by the question.
Yeah,
but you can take a lot of a quote. If we watched it, we might get a different view of it.
Okay.
Well, okay, but I mean the quote. I agree with you, and it does seem as though she was a bit pissed off.
So we're at 45 minutes in now. Final article. So just final thoughts on this. I know we were briefly going over this in the run through last week, but we can just give our pretty much basic thoughts on it. A baby was born pregnant.
Is this?
A baby was born pregnant with her own twin and needed a C-section to remove her. So fetus in fetu is an extremely rare condition that occurs when a fetus is absorbed by its own sibling in the womb, and so a baby can be born pregnant. I've
got a question about that actually.
Yeah.
Is the one that was born inside the other one? That's like humanception. The one that was born inside of the baby.
Yeah.
Well, what was in the baby? Are they alive?
No, it was a growing fetus, but they have been in the past. So there was a case where a girl was 17 and she had a baby without even knowing, growing inside her since she was 13, because a fetus had been absorbed inside of her, hadn't started growing until later on in her life.
That's so weird.
And so she had to have it removed much when she was 17.
Yeah, I've seen some stories of that as well. Yeah.
But this baby, obviously the fetus was she was technically pregnant, but it was at a very early stages, and so it didn't.
So basically an abortion.
Anything. But essentially. She had a C-section and she had the fetus removed.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
So I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's a funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. No, it's just one of those weird,
just
signed,
interesting
medical phenomenon.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So I think that's about time to wrap up. So make sure you subscribe to BVN Official. This is episode 1 of Bell's Views on the News. Thank you and goodbye.
Cheers. Fuck you, Boris Johnson.